Please. Please, I can't breathe. Please, man. Please.
George Floyd. We all know the story. Innocent man killed just 6 years past 40. From this sparks outrage, outbursts of boiling frustrations at the hundreds of years of being held to the margins, to the point where we see that not only just one man, but an entire people shout out that I can't breathe. A life so precious, so beautiful, so innocent, taken away in an instant.
The movement didn't start from one life lost, but many, upon the bloodshed of countless lives too young to have died. Say their names. Their skin color does not discount their dignity. Eric Garner, Tamir Rice, Botham Jean, Ahmaud Arbery, Breonna Taylor, Rayshard Brooks. How many more will it take to realize that all lives can't matter until Black lives do? How many more will it take for us to trace racism down to its roots?
America is plagued with racism, ingrained in our institutions since the very beginning. But if we rewind and remind ourselves of the history of humanity, we see that its brokenness is not so surprising.
Genesis chapter 4, Cain kills Abel, man kills man. Cain's hatred and anger drove him to beat and slaughter the innocent Abel. The Lord said to him, "What have you done? Listen, your brother's blood cries out to me from the ground, crying out in anguish for a life unjustly stolen. The blood of an innocent human being stained the ground for no other reason than the other man's greed."
We see the brokenness of the past, the brokenness of our nation's history. Slaves sold, families separated, innocent men slaughtered. But here we are, thinking that we've moved on, that it's the 21st century. Yet despite the systematic changes we try to incorporate, racism just evolves within the system. A stain not removed but disguised, not abolished but somehow justified.
God never intended it to be this way. He created a relationship knowing that he would love man and hoping that man would love him back, molding us in his likeness, breathing the breath of life into our bodies, a life so beautiful and full of love, but we chose to reject him, fracturing a perfect relationship, becoming broken and something that wasn't supposed to happen.
So let's rewind and remind ourselves again of what happens next. Zooming past the years of Cain and Abel, of humanity falling to ruins, in which it seems like love is overrun by evil, God saw his children and had compassion. He sent his one and only Son, Jesus Christ, to erase the stain of sin, a stain so deeply embedded in human history that only a perfect sacrifice could eradicate the sins of the world. Through his death, our fractured relationship is mended. Our stain of sin is removed. The perfect person died for the imperfect world.
So with this in mind, what can we do to make this world anew, to bring about change, to make things right? Who's right? Who's wrong? How long? How long will this blame game last? How long will the brokenness pervade in our nation, pervade in creation with no sign of eradication? Is there any hope? Any solution? Yes, but it begins with recognition. Recognition of the pain and suffering, of the burden and judgment endured by Black men, women, and children.
In this age of screens, we want to leave reality and escape. Because maybe when we cease to see, maybe then we can finally breathe. But no, ignorance is what got us here.
We need to open our hearts and be moved to tears. Without empathy, there will only be fear.
So we lean into the pain, because in this, we gain a clearer sight of what God sees, of what makes God grieve.
Only through empathy and humility can we bring healing to our nation, healing to our land.
Only then can we finally breathe.